I'm outside the Pasadena Convention Center. This is also where they shoot America's Got Talent, AGT. And I'm about to ask 20 admission officers what they think about AI. What are the policies that they're using inside their college or university? Here we go. All right, I'm with Riassa from Mudd. So what advice would you give to students when it comes to AI use in their college application?
Great question. And I love this question, right? When I think about the college search process, I really think about this as a place in which the students really get to affirm who they are and showcase who they are. And when I think about AI use, I want students to ask these questions. Like, this is your chance to show who you are. Do you want to really turn that over to somebody else or something else? Where's the authenticity? Where's your sense of agency? You're just giving it up. And I don't know. I don't think I would want to do that. We don't do that in our office. We read the applications. We train our readers well, such that we're not leaving it up to a rubric or a standard thing that will just say, oh yeah, that must not be enough for Harvey Mudd. We're looking for context clues. We're looking for a lot more information that we're piecing together. Yeah.
Awesome, thanks. Should students copy and paste from AI into their Common App?
Absolutely not. That's going to be a hard no. Do not use AI, copy and paste. A lot of times students don't edit their work, and we'll see on the, you use chat or something of that sort, and it says, tell me if you want me to edit this, right? So it's easy to kind of detect when a student's voice isn't their voice. So do not copy and paste. I want to hear your story.
Amazing, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Now, granted, not everybody wanted to be on camera, but the main thing that I found after interviewing more than 20 folks was that they sort of fell into 4 different buckets. And the first bucket was those reps who said, please don't. Like, that was the biggest word that came up again and again, was don't. And it was everybody from small private schools to even an Ivy League institution, Columbia, even service academies. Like, one of the main things that West Point said is like, it should come from your heart. West Point, of all people, was like, it should come from your heart, which I so loved. The second bucket of folks was what I would call the pragmatists. So High Point, for instance, was like, we see AI more as a spell checker. So if you want to use it for that, then that's okay. Whereas Scripps had another version of this, which was sort of like, it's sort of problematic if we see that your personal statement sounds this way and your supplemental essays sound this other way. That's not actually that good. I guess be consistent with your AI use. No, that's not the message of this video. The third bucket actually kind of surprised me. So the third bucket was something like a shrug. Like, I talked to one rep, I'm not even gonna say what university this was, but he was like, yeah, we're not that selective and we're not really looking that closely at essays. So shrug emoji. And I was like, okay. Now, that's not to say that all less selective schools, meaning like whatever, 60% and above, are not going to care about your essays. That's totally not true. But for this one institution, he was like, we don't really care. But the fourth bucket, and this is the one that stuck with me the most, was the one that talked about the human element to this. So Amber from TCU, she was like, I feel sad when students do this because I feel like they're missing out on some opportunities. We had a follow-up conversation via Zoom, and I want to show you a clip from what she said. Check it out.
I think the overuse of AI is detrimental to the essay. I think students think that oftentimes that they're going to write a better essay if they let the computer do it. And that kind of breaks my heart because I think students, their experiences are valuable. They are true to them. They're what made them themselves. And that's truly what I want to know about when I'm reading this. And AI can't know that. It trains on billions of texts, but it doesn't train on that student's heart, that student's head, right? It can't.
Okay, now what about colleges who are using AI to review essays? Now, first of all, every college out there so far who has said we use AI for some part of the process has also said we also still have humans in the loop. So as far as we know, as of this recording, nobody is like totally outsourcing their stuff to the machines. But here's what Amber had to say about AI in the process at TCU.
Speaking to colleagues at other schools, I think the more selective the school is, the more likely they are not going to be using something like that because AI is just really not going to be able to pick out those human differences. Now, if you get a school with an 80-85% acceptance rate, maybe it's more okay there, or maybe it's more okay for AI to do that, and then they're flagging the ones, or somebody's just reading the ones that it's saying no to, or maybe there's a catch-all or a way that it can be a useful tool. But in the selective admissions world right now, I just don't see how it can possibly do the same job that a human being can do. And I think for a lot of selective universities, that really matters.
If you want more from Amber, you can check out our whole podcast that we did. You'll find it on wherever podcasts are heard, Spotify, etc., and you can check it out. My thing is this. First of all, my concerns with AI are much bigger than the college admission process. I'll just put it that way. You can read more in the blog. But I think on like a heart level, the thing that would make me saddest is if students just sort of outsourced this entire opportunity to the machines and they miss the opportunity. And if I'm talking to students, I'm talking to you, and you miss the opportunity to be able to like go through a difficult thing and figure out what you think and develop the confidence of like looking back and being like, yo, I did this hard thing and it was really worth it. And the pride that comes with having something that represents this difficult thing you did. But mostly there's like sort of these nutritional elements that come with like the birthing process of this piece of writing that like, if that went away, not only would I be out of a job, I can find another job, but I would be sad because writing is amazing and it's such a good way to figure out what you think about things. But yes, of course I would say that. I'm the college essay guy. To wrap up, here's what I'll say. I want this process to be more than just transactional, which is to say you do a thing and you get a thing. I think if you take this process seriously, it can actually be transformational. And I know that sounds kind of cheesy or like AI wrote that. AI didn't write that, I wrote that, okay? Here's a question that you can sort of orient around. I want you to be able to say, when an admission officer, if an admission officer asks you how you use AI in your process, I want you to be able to say, I want you to be able to feel proud of whatever your answer is, okay? So use that as your orienting compass as you think about whether or not to use AI in this process. Again, I'll link below a guide to more of my thoughts. The last thing I'll say, if there are counselors watching this, if you haven't written your AI stance, like what you feel and think about AI, first of all, you're in good company because more than 2/3 of colleges haven't done it. But I'm gonna link below to my AI stance creator, which in about 5 to 10 minutes, you can actually figure out what you think about AI, what your stance is, and you can use it to write your own stance that you can share with families. You don't have to wait for colleges to tell you what to do. Students, I'm also gonna create a version so you can create your own AI stance if you would like to. And yes, colleges, if you're watching, I'm gonna create one for you as well. You'll find it all linked below. Thanks, friends. You'll find much more at collegeessayguy.com. I hope you find this useful. Like, subscribe, all the things. Bye.